traders, damp squib for the sort of market reaction to non-farm payroll. I did, however, get something out of it. I just saw the euro US dollar here. Let me get the white. Sitting on this pivot here, 693, dipping underneath, closing back inside, and then looking for, it's been selling for a couple of decent periods during the week, so just a bit of short covering into the close. Now here is the a 2-minute chart. I don't often go down to 2-minute charts, but I did on Friday. I fibbed the range, the high and the low of the data range, and picked up this lower fib zone here at 686 and took it off into 727, and it spent the rest of the session sort of drifting around this area here, so did okay. So let's get back to the charts and talk about what you can do in the coming week. The markets are open. They've been open for an hour, doing this very late, hectic weekend. The pound's gapped up, so what I would normally do in that situation is wait for a gap fill, which would be, let's have a look at the pound yen because I've done that. Yeah, so we're getting a gap fill now around about the 727 mark. So if we hit 700 area and hold, this pound yen could be a good place to get long. If we look at the daily and the 1 hour, I said to you, talked last weekend about how these gaps can work. Normally, so if last week's gap was here, so we opened at 150.65, pushed higher, and then sold. So if you had identified the range of last week's open and close in the 1 hour bar, you would have noted that we came into London Open holding up just, but we were closing lower, and once we broke through the open at 65, we spent the rest of the week selling. So what I'm going to do is, so I've got the gap open here at 757, so the reverse may be true now. But whatever happens to 757 tomorrow, it'll be close above it or below it by 8-9 o'clock London time tomorrow morning. That could be the direction for potentially the week. So here we are, we've gapped up at 759. We're closing the gap now as we speak. So if we come down and hold this, there's the open by the judgment marked by the dotted line. Come down and hold this and start closing up and closing above this level here. Then look for at least 149, at which point this is the major trend line in the 60-minute chart. So if we gap fill, come back during Monday or Tuesday, hit 149 and then put a sell signal in, I would look to get short here at 149. In the meantime, if I saw intraday buy a signal, I would buy. The daily is right on this trend line. So the low of 7th of October 2016 to a test of a low at 17th of April this year, 14th of June this year. We dipped out of here in early August and then got the run. Now we're right back to this long-term trend line here, and we're holding, but the main area of support is down here at the 200 at 143 and the fib level at 146. What do I think is going to happen? So we've had, let's just follow this through on the Elliott. So we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a wave 1 correction. So if we hold here and get a wave 2, I would look to get into 151.45, and then a 3 would complete the correction. Now, if that's the case, this is decision point. If we've had a 5 wave move followed by a 5 and 3, then we're basically back to the beginning. So if we find ourselves here at 147 in the second half of the week or into next week, then that's going to be the decision. So I would, at the moment, see what happens on intraday. It's quite clear that at the moment the current trend is down. So it stands to reason that we should look for 149 under here and then get short for this to at least come and potentially retest 145. Alright, so I would look for some short-term pushes into 149 and then get short the pound US dollar. Gap fill would take us right down to 1370, 20 pips under where we are. So if we get bought, great. Look to see if we can hold this trend line here and push into 14380. Been talking to you a lot about the pound Aussie. The obvious place to get long here is going to be around about the 167, potentially down to 165. We are currently down. We've gapped up. We're closing the gap. So again, what happens here at 168 is crucial. If we come back and test 168.75 and get a sell signal, then we need to get short, because it looks as if this is a decent support is lower down here. Euro, excuse me. I would short Euro into this 60-minute trend line here at 755. Euro is pretty much a box play with highs selling at the moment. So we run up, run into trouble and sell, push back, sell, push back, sell, push back, sell. Okay. Why was I buying on Friday? Because there's been a fair amount of selling here in Thursday, and we had a buy signal here, higher close here into the after the data. So the data was out, market was buying, so I just followed the move into some resistance. That's why. Euro yen right on the line. So all these markets have just come back to trend lines. So that's getting interesting. I would very much like to buy at 129.35 area. A couple of 250 pips lower. Stochastics are on the floor, and we are just coming into this trend line. So this could be the point that this gets a match underneath it. We've gapped down to 132. We're just closing the gap, so this does look lower at the moment. Again, if we start holding 132.20, look for the longs. If we come up to this area here and get some sell signals, We've gapped down, so look for it to rotate back down to the gap move, i.e. short. This one has not opened yet. What do I think is going to happen? I think we need a breather. I think we are due at least a pullback to 440 from 740. I will update you. I will be running Traders Roundtable usual time. This DAX, right, we're sitting on major support. We're broken up on Thursday, sitting on these highs of June 19. I think we need to come down a little bit. I think we are making new highs. I think we'll come back down to this little trend line here, and if we get bought round about 800, 850, then I think we can push higher. I just think, again, we need a bit of a breather, bit of a pullback to give that a chance to get higher. All right, so pound has, the fact the pound's gapped up, watch for these support levels. The Sunday Open can be an indication of just generally what the market is wanting to do. So I'm interested in on the upside of the pound. Data. Let's have a look at that data. We are US and Canada are on holiday tomorrow. It's Columbia Day in US, Thanksgiving in Canada. Japan is off as well, so expect low volume. So be very, very careful. We'll see where we are after London closes on Monday. I think that would be critical. Tuesday we have UK manufacturing, looking for a slightly weaker number. A lot of euro data before 9. Otherwise, nothing going at all. Wednesday, really quiet. Job opening, US job openings, Fed minutes. That's going to be so. Euro session on Wednesday could potentially be very poor, with everybody, a lot of people, a lot of the market off on holiday on Monday, and very little data in the US until we get to some inflation and weekly jobs on Thursday. Draghi speaking Thursday afternoon. Again, no data Thursday morning. And then inflation in the US on Friday. So Wednesday night and Friday, core retail sales and inflation looking for good numbers. So look to sell the pound into pound and euro into rallies. That's my general. So if this data works out, I could see some really good dollar strength into the second half of the week. All right, so we'll be talking about gaps, intraday gaps and intra-week gaps on Monday Traders Roundtable, and focusing on those, looking at how the markets are shaping up. And so I look forward to seeing you then. All right, bye for now.